later on we'll get to producers and stuff, but like tell us more about how you as a DJ, do you know what I mean, like help make the music, I don't know, like pay forward, do you know what I mean, like what do you think has changed, do you know what I mean, to become a successful DJ yourself, like for anybody out there, like.
Well, hi everybody. We here in Producers Podcast UK. We have Jocelyn as a host.
Hey.
We have DJ Trix with us tonight. And yeah, this is our first podcast of the year.
Yep.
We're happy to have you. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, man.
We made it.
Yeah.
It's great. Like to actually get our first interview out of the way. It's like very important right now. So
Yeah, I'm excited.
Man. Yeah, we're excited to know about the past, you know, flashbacks and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So tell us a bit more about like the DJing world, if you understand what I'm saying, like how you make beats or how you make beats come together in.
Yeah, so I've been DJing for 25 years. So I started DJing back when Mobb Deep and the Wu-Tang Clan and Nas were puffing off back in
old school.
93, 94. I was in the bedroom with my boys making mixtapes. We get all the vinyls over from New York.
Okay.
So we import them. We were the only people at the time in our little area that was doing that.
I know that's wicked.
And so we got into making mixtapes that way. And then after that, I'm going to go through it quick.
So
we
you
haven't got
guys
loads
were
of time,
like the first plugs for like US.
We were just kids at the time. We were just messing around, just having fun making. We were just doing it just because we loved it, because we were young kids.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And then the garage scene and the jungle scene came about in London, like 96, 95.
Cool.
And we started getting all the tape packs and all the rave flyers. The whole bedroom walls were covered in rave flyers. And then when I was 14, my dad died. He was living in Spain at the time.
Sorry to hear that.
No, it's fine, man. He committed suicide, and that hit me hard as a 14-year-old, not being able to see him anymore. But I turned to the music. I'd listen to Mobb Deep.
Yeah, that was your escape.
Yeah, I'd listen to like Drink Away the Pain and things like that. And I was drinking a lot as well. So, like,
see, that's I think the younger generation are not really getting as much because of the whole like drill and everything.
Yeah, it's different now, but that music just touched me so much, like what they were talking about, even though they were from a different side of the Atlantic.
Yeah. So really we could do with more of like those types of artist music making.
I'd love to see more of.
I think US music impact like the whole world. In those times, you know, like I said to you before, like I'm all the way in Spain, you all the way here in UK, and we both listening to Mobb Deep.
Yeah.
So, so I think that was the time,
all of that stuff. The Nas, the Mobb Deep, the AZ, all the Wu-Tang albums dropped around that time.
Yeah.
There was so much. The Boot Camp Click, the Helter Skelter, the Black Moon, the Smith and Wesson, like all of that stuff. Just I just fell in love with it. It was just like completely like obsessed with hip hop from that young age, really. And then from there I went on to DJ.
I suppose that's like how your Vibesolation like freestyle setups are, isn't it? Like
how some of them.
Yeah, because recently like I was watching
the Big Cousin one.
Yeah, no, he was hard. I'm not gonna lie, I was like, oh wow. Do you know what I mean? So it brought very old school vibes to the new school era.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like 2020, it's all about that, isn't it? Like that whole shift and change between like what was old school and now new school is coming in. Do you know what I mean? So we're actually like excited, you know?
Yeah, Big Cousin was a blessing. He's from Queens.
Okay.
And we got him to come all the way out to Ipswich, where we do the Vibesolate sessions on the waterfront, and he came all the way there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
I was going to say, that place looks lit. I was like, well, how are you getting that in isolation? Come on. You know?
Yeah, it's really vibes.
I hear that. No, that's you're like proper helping artists really know like the history. Do you know what I mean? Like the history of music in the DJing world. Do you know what I mean? Like later on we'll get to producers and stuff, but like tell us more about how you as a DJ, do you know what I mean, like help make the music, I don't know, like pay forward. Do you know what I mean? Like what do you think has changed. Do you know what I mean? To become a successful DJ yourself, like for anybody out there, like.
I think there's no real secret to it. It's just like I do it for the love. It's not, I don't really do it for success or for money or fame. Like, to be honest, no one from Itch FM does either. We've got a whole team at Itch of like 15, 20 hip hop DJs that they're just doing it because they love hip hop.
Yeah,
they love hip hop from their heart.
Okay,
they love it, and we do it for that reason.
Okay, no, that's beautiful.
But you know, over the years we've done loads of stuff. We were the first people to bring garage to Leeds when we moved up there when we were 19.
Hey,
we bought garage. We brought all the garage DJs up when no one else was booking these people like More Fire, Heartless.
Okay.
Norris the Boss, Windross.
Yeah, like you help like pave people's careers basically.
Yeah, we bring them up, and then we moved to Newcastle. So we'd bring people like Shorty Blitz.
Yeah. So you're a very important guy to know in UK then, let's be honest.
No, I don't know, but
I got a question.
Yeah, it's always been about what I like to do is just put DJs and artists in front of an audience, whether it's online, whether it's in front of a small crowd, a big crowd, like that's and DJing for me is just like that's part of the pleasure, is just being there to perform. So I just like bringing people together, and I think if you could do that as a DJ, that's one angle. There's different angles to it. There's the production angle, there's the radio angle, and then there's the promotion side.
Did you ever get your like radio feature ever? Like, you know, like BBC is there and stuff, like One Extra. Did you ever like do a set on there?
I've never been onto the BBC. I got interviewed by the BBC last week actually for an interview, but I've never done a DJ set on One Extra, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Not yet. I'm sure that will happen at some point.
On a bucket list. Like,
yeah. I'd like to do a set on Rinse. I'd like to do a set on One Extra.
Yeah, no, that's quality.
At some stage, but you know, we've got our own radio station now. We started Vibesolate FM during the pandemic in April.
Yeah,
so we were all locked down. We didn't have much to do. There was, you know, a lot more time. A lot of other DJs were in the same situation. They didn't have.
Yeah,
it's like you're giving them that platform to express themselves, you know, with their music and work.
That's what it was. Really, it was just we just sat there and thought, wow, we know so many DJs. We met so many sick people over the years who've got so much talent.
Yeah. Might as well
not just hip hop, like all, you know, might be garage,
all types
might
of
be
genres,
house, might be drum and bass, it might be Afro beats, R&B. There's all different ones, but we thought, why not put a platform there? We can bring them all together. And we've been streaming 24/7 since the 30th of April now.
Okay, so
big team of DJs.
I think I'd like to know more about formulating sets. Yeah. So how is your process different to others?
Depends on the set.
Okay.
But for the hip hop back in the day show, for example, I will usually try to pick a theme. It might be like, right, we're gonna do 2 hours of New York hip hop, or 2 hours of Mobb Deep, or the best of Nas, or the best of Biggie.
Yeah.
And it's good. It's nice to pick a theme.
Okay, yeah, no.
Or I'll have a guest and I'll play tunes that maybe they recommend some of the tunes, or that the tunes are in line with what they do.
Keep it understandable basically in the whole.
Yeah.
Is that what you love the most? Hip hop DJing.
Yeah.
I think that's
I do love that the most.
No, hip hop is lit. Come on.
But
it is like I don't know. I think personally it's like one of the most popular genres in the world. Let's be honest. Like,
it's very. You can say hip hop. It could be hip hop. Could be a lot of different things.
Because back in the days it was pop, rock, you know, the top of the charts. But nowadays the hip hop is on top, you know. And I think it really made a difference from them.
It does. That's what I'm saying. Like today's day and age, like that's why UK is getting a lot more coverage in that sense. You know what I mean? So it's like the more they do, the more it expands, and it's great because we're only a small place. Do you know what I mean? So it's about being able to have everybody put their bit in. Do you know what I mean? So
I think it's incredible how much talent there is in the UK at the moment, and how much good UK music is coming out. We've not even mentioned any of the UK artists, but there's so much out there. There's so many people that you play One Extra for a day, you're gonna hear like 50, 60 different.
It's true. It's a lot
UK
more than
artists.
like basically like US used to just have their airtime on our radio like all the time. Now you're actually hearing like 70% UK artists.
Yeah.
And you gotta love it. Like you'll hear a little bit of Cardi B here and there, and then there's just a whole roster.
There's so much. I was listening to this guy called Jelani Blackman on the way over here.
Oh, okay.
And he's like,
New.
I'd never heard of him until yesterday. He's got a full EP, 24 tracks.
Wow.
EP, the whole thing, incredible. There's so much talent that's
what
like
I'm
just up and coming alongside all the ones that are already like popping, like Gigs, Dave, like people.
It's
like
true.
that.
Like I'm not gonna lie. Like
doing
Nole at this time, like Nole's actually been flying.
Yeah, and she's been around for a long time as well.
You know, and to see it, it's like you actually know the industry is just popping at this point.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like time to either decide whether or not you want a career in DJing, producing, becoming an artist yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like now's the time for creatives. Like don't, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, definitely.
It is because 2021 is like the year.
Yeah, 2022 I think will be a huge year. 21's maybe going to be a bit shaky for shows. It's very difficult to plan. Very difficult to plan a big festival for 2021 because you don't know what the rules will be. But I think 2022, 23, the shows
definitely,
are going to be crazy.
But this year was the time to discover yourself in the time that we've had. Do you know them ones? So. Like, well done, Vibesolation. I'm going to be tuning in a lot more, you know.
yeah. The Vibesolate FM thing is still a growing thing. It's changing all the time. Yeah, we've done some things. We've streamed 12 days in a row for the last 12 days. We put a different DJ on every day, even though the venue was closed. But before that, we did 10 weeks in a row, Friday night, and people came out every time. People would come to the shows.
No, that's lit.
Let me ask you something. Like now that you have your own radio station, I wanted to ask you, don't you miss like back in the days, you know, like Jam Master J times, you know, when they used to DJ and scratch and all of that, they used to do the battling and things like that. I miss things like that, you know.
Old school.
They not doing no more.
Nah.
So I feel like you can do it also.
Yeah, it still happens. There's still battles.
There's still?
Yeah, you do. Those DJs still will battle and chop it up.
Yeah. I think it's probably not as popular in that sense. Do you know what I mean? Like, whereas like actual people making sets of like new age music and doing stuff, you know what I mean? And then scratching over that and flipping and being able to mix it in. Do you know what I mean? That's actually like the new thing, if you understand what I mean. Like the scratching and the old school, like just doing it off the beat and stuff, like it's not as
there's still you look at the Red Bull 3 style competition, for example. That stuff's entertaining. You have to put in a lot of dedication. You have to practice for 500 hours for a 5-minute set. For me, I'm not willing to put in 500 hours for a 5-minute set. I'd rather use that 500 hours and, you know, promote events, bring people together, put together stuff, promote other artists, and then come and do the set.
I also wanted to ask, do the sets work differently for solo artists and group artists? Like, is it the same, or
you mean for DJs? Or
yeah. Like, do you mix it up? Like, do you like mixing groups with solos a lot, or do you know what I mean? Like, do you do that a lot?
What, you mean the track? So if I was going to play like a Mob Deep track with it, no, it's fine. I think it's just music's music, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, it's true. Well, you don't know. Well, you know, you might discover something by asking random questions, innit? Sometimes, like, I love it. I think
that's a question that she wanted to ask from time.
Yeah, I know. I really wanted to know.
Way to think about it, actually.
I really wanted to know because, like, because so many people on a beat sort of thing. You know what I mean? So many different voices, and if you have solo artists coming through different, you know what I mean, and all their ad libs and stuff, does it make a difference on a set? Do you know what I mean? Like, when I've listened, I haven't really noticed whether people mix.
Yeah, it's never once crossed my mind to separate solo artists and groups. I've got to say, there's a guy from Itch FM called 210, who's one of the most like technical DJs in terms of preparing his sets.
Okay,
he has. I think they've done over 250 shows for Itch FM, and he's never played the same track twice throughout all of the shows.
No, that's a talent.
They'll do different themes.
It is a job. Prepare
they're mad technical when they prepare the shows. He'll do like just a strictly instrumental show or strictly like hard. New York rap or certain years. He'll just pick like 94 or 95.
And he will just not play.
The same track will not appear on any one of his shows. Look, 210 and Philly, the trackside burners, those guys.
That's
very
hard.
very technical with the preparation. For me, when I'm doing a club set or a radio set or something, if it's just a normal set, I just go through the new stuff, through the promos that we get sent, and then pick out bits that are new. I like to play new music, like new UK stuff. If I'm honest, when I'm playing out. Yeah,
well, why not? Innit? It's time for the new age people. You know them ones there.
But you are an international DJ, and I heard that you was DJing for Ghostface Killah. So can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that was actually when I was the tour DJ for a rapper called Piers James, who you know Piers.
I know Piers. Oh my God, this guy.
Shout out to Piers.
Oh, shout out to Piers James because let it. Okay. And he's hard.
Yeah, I remember what happened actually. I was with Piers' cousin. We went to see Smith & Wesson.
Okay.
Actually, I think it was the Forum or somewhere in central London. And the guys that were running that show were called Deal Real. So shouts to Vincent at Deal Real. And they announced that they're doing a competition to support one of their shows. They were like, "Oh, if you're a rapper, send us your stuff." And we said to Piers, we were like, "Yo, send your stuff to these guys."
Yeah, because he's hard. Come on.
And he sent them the stuff, and he didn't hear anything for like months. And then out of the blue, like Vincent contacted Piers and was like, "Yeah, do you want to support Ghostface Killah at the Royal Festival Hall next week?"
He was like,
Piers phoned me. He's like, "I need a DJ for this." So I was like, dropped everything.
Literally.
And these times you love Ghostface Killah, so for you it was like a dream come true also.
Yeah, it's a dream come true, especially in like such a historic venue. The Royal Festival Hall is like, there's a lot of history there. The South Bank Centre.
No, that's hard.
So yeah, he was there.
Yeah,
Ghostface.
That's
so
amazing.
how it was Ghostface. It was Koji Radical was on the lineup as well, and Ghostface came, I think, with Master Killah.
Wow,
innit? What a legendary link up.
And that was one of the first shows that we did with Piers as well. It was not like we built up to that over years. That was I think that was like the second or third show was the Ghostface one.
Wow.
No, that's large up. Big up Piers James, I swear down. And that whole lineup, come on, that was great.
Okay, when it comes to DJing, have you ever DJ abroad? Let's say in America.
I never DJed in America. No, we've done Amsterdam.
Okay,
there's a place called De Duivel in Amsterdam, which is an incredible spot. That's where they listen to the real hip hop.
So how the way you DJ and the way they, for example, DJ in Amsterdam, how do you what's the difference? How you have to adapt to the way they DJ, or you just came with your own flavor and just did your thing and
not really.
The crowd
what it was with Amsterdam? The event was called Hip Hop Heaven.
Okay.
Which was a night dedicated to only dead rappers.
All right.
So imagine if you're in heaven with all of the Big L, Big Tupac, Biggie, Prodigy, Sean Price, all of those people. So we dedicated that night ODB.
Oh,
yeah.
Shout out to my son, Ason.
Yes. Shout out to Ason. So yeah, that was the theme of the night. So I prepared a whole 6-hour set, only dead rappers for the De Duivel, which the De Duivel means the devil in Dutch.
Okay.
Which is kind of a mad concept, but actually towards the end of the night, I dropped in a DEE track.
Oh,
just randomly, although he's not dead. It was just towards the end of the night, and those guys in Amsterdam, turns out they love UK.
They love it.
They really, really love UK stuff over there.
That's what I'm saying. So when you go out there, have you been out there multiple times?
Yeah.
Now? Yeah. So when you go out there, do you play more UK or mix up with their?
Yeah, the second time I went, I came with more UK.
Okay, so they're actually eating up all our music. Then.
Yeah, they love it because they don't get they like to hear it because they don't really get to hear so much of that.
Yeah, but
over there, a lot of the DJs will play.
Okay, so in like Amsterdam or Holland, there's a Latifa Ladiva, and she's like really hard in like the hip hop scene now. Like she's coming up, and it's like there are more like coming about Dutch rappers and more French rappers and Spanish rappers and stuff. Like, do you not think like them places? You know what I mean? Like, there's gonna be more, or do you really think they're just gonna carry on eating up more of our music? Do you know what I mean? Do you think there's gonna be like some more artists from out that way that are gonna be successful?
Yeah, I think there will be. There will always be people that are successful in their own areas. There's probably like
but
French,
like successful in a
there'll
way
be
that
French,
they'll stretch,
Spanish, Dutch rappers
they'll
that you've
stretch
never
over
heard
to
of.
here. Yeah, because like there's, like I said, that girl's like probably about 5 years old or something like that. So it's like I've only ever heard about her for the past 2 years. Do you know what I mean, of her career? And it's like I think her music's lit, where as like you said, they think that like our music's lit. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I'm wondering, will the sets change much? Do you know what I mean? Like now that COVID's over. Yeah, so I was just curious, you know what I mean? Because
So Latifa Ladiva,
yeah.
is she rapping in English?
No.
Mix.
No, it's more like Dutch.
It's Dutch,
but you can like kind of hear like some English words. You know she's talking trap, yeah? And stuff like that. But it's like I don't actually understand Dutch, like myself personally. But it's like, do you think that's what they're like as well? Like they don't understand what we're saying, but they're like, yeah, like.
Yeah, maybe. I think British people will always struggle to really like adopt like rap or music in another language. They'll pick up some.
For real, listen, I'm foreign. I'm not gonna lie. Same with Miss Jules over there. We foreign out here too. So.
No, I think when it comes to Holland, they're really versatile with their sound.
Yeah.
They listen to Afro beats, like they can listen to Spanish music, like they can listen. I think they're really versatile. So I think the type of music they see does also is versatile music, Afro beats, rap,
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to know, like, when it comes to the crowd, like, and you prepare the set, like, how would you entertain the crowd, like, when you're doing your mixing? Like, you still doing the scratching thing, or you still, or you prepare your own mix at home and improvise?
Yeah, personally, I don't really go out and prepare a whole set. I've got my tune, I've got the laptops, the USBs. I use Tidal for DJing actually.
Okay.
So we stream. So I just got a load of playlists on Tidal, and you can see what people like. You can sort of tell. Sometimes I like to play like UK, new UK stuff that they might not necessarily hear, but
yeah.
You can tell once people like a certain thing which direction to go in, can't you? And
like you literally feel the energy from the room, so that it's like, oh yay, yeah. So I'm gonna go sway to this on the playlist. Yeah,
exactly, and it's
That's
about engaging the crowd. The best DJs that I've seen, they will pick up the mic, they will engage with the crowd. They'll talk directly to people in the audience, look them in the eye, and engage them, and they'll tell little jokes, or they'll engage people. It's not just about DJing.
Okay.
I've got a burning question. So I wanted to know, what is the difference between your beat making and producers' beat making? Like you make beats, right?
Not very much, no.
But DJs make beats, no?
Yeah, this is something that there was like a definition, right? in the COVID rules, that you were allowed to play music at higher volume if it was a live performance.
All right.
And then we looked into it. We were like, right, what is a live performance? If you've got a sampler, and you're a DJ and you're sampling tracks and mixing them together, then it could be classed as a live performance. So we're legally allowed to play it louder during the lockdown times. But if you're just playing the song one after another, that's not a live performance. But that's the difference. If you've got a sampler, if you're looping.
Okay, so
I think it's more production, because mixing is more production than beat making. Like, when it comes to the
come
DJs,
bring out your knowledge, Miss Jules. Come on.
Yeah, the beat making's a different matter. I've been to the Ableton course and learn how, and I've made beats over the years here and there. But to really get good at production, I feel like you have to just dedicate yourself to it, lock yourself in the studio, and really focus on it. And there's a lot of DJs that do that. You know, we've got people in the team.
Basically, DJs are the ones who get the artist heard, basically, like on the beat. Yeah, there's different DJs. I think it's a really good route to success as a DJ is to do your own production and then play your own tracks in your own sets. Right. Like
that's a very good route to success as a DJ, I think.
Who's this? Right, like Skrillex and
yeah, exactly.
Right, yeah.
There's a lot of DJs that will do that. We've got DJs on Vibesolate they're like DJ producers, so they'll make tunes.
Right.
We'll put the tunes out.
So, what do you think is better as a whole DJ? Do you think, like, you know, that split 50-50 is good, or do you think just be like, if you're going to be a DJ and the best DJ or somebody who's really successful, do you think just be a DJ instead of moving to the beats?
Personally, I think everyone's unique. I think you just need to find your own lane, find what works for you in terms of what you're good at, what you enjoy doing, where your strengths are, and just each DJ is different. Even like you take one DJ who's a producer DJ and another one, they'll still have different angle on it. You know, some of them might be better at the promotion side, some of them might be better at the networking. It's not just these days, it's not just making beats and playing tunes. There's other elements to it, right?
There's
the social media, there's the mastering, there's the networking, there's the how do you get once you've made a track, how do you get it heard by people, who do you send it to,
the whole business side of things.
How do you distribute that?
I wanted to ask you that also, how you see, like, when you do your mixes, what's the best way for you, like, to stream it out, like, to promote it?
So with our mixes, we put the mixes on the Vibesolate FM.
Okay.
So it's on the Vibesolate.fm website. It's on the app. So we have the iOS app. So people can download the app and listen. Okay. But then when we do a live event or a live stream, we broadcast it simultaneously on Periscope, Twitch, YouTube, Dailymotion, and what's the other one? Yeah, it's a number of channels. Mixcloud as well. Yeah,
you've like spread yourself out so like everyone can have like their turn. You know what I mean? Like everybody can be able to tune in.
Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, I think that's the best way is just to hit as many channels as possible.
Would you go back like to sell your mixes out there in the streets?
No, not anytime soon.
Would you?
People do it.
People is doing it right now. You know, it's another way. Like, it's I see a couple of artists right now. Even though you can still streaming through iTunes, Spotify, or whatever.
Well, so
they're still getting out there to get close to people.
Yeah, it's still about. That's how Sway like came through. I remember he was doing that back in the day. People still do it now.
That's like paper marketing. Like, if you understand what I mean. Like the basics of marketing, where you start off with leaflets, flyers, things that get you out there. Do you understand what I mean?
It's still a way. It's definitely a way, but not in 2020. No, there's too many
not with
better
everything
ways
online.
You've
streaming,
got exactly.
Yeah, you've got too much access online right now with everybody
there's
at
so
home.
Much you can do with the online stuff.
I think it's
a route for sure, but like in terms of what you can get for your time.
It's compounding interest, definitely.
Exactly.
All right. We're here with the Flavor Queen.
Hey.
Thanks for coming. DJ Trix, thanks for coming. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's such a pleasure, both of you. Seriously.
Shout out to your radio station. Just feel free to, promote yourself right now.
Yep.
Yeah, so check out Vibesolate FM. That's vibesolate.fm. Boom. And yeah, everything's on there. Vibesolate FM on the Instagram. DJ Trix _ UK on the Instagram.
Perfect. And you can check Miss Jules Music.
Yeah, Miss Jules Music on Instagram, and Producers Podcast UK on Instagram also.
And at the Flavor Queen if you ever want to check us out, I'm through.